get the whole story.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's another day. This is the 30th of November 2021. And I'm glad that you're joining us here on Morning Prime. Morning is broken. It's a beautiful day. Grey and overcast. It's raining over here on Mombasa Road. And I expect you also to just be aware that you have to carry your brolly wherever you'll be going. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not his benefits. He who forgives all thy transgressions and healeth all thy diseases. He who redeems thy life from destruction and crowneth thee with loving kindness and compassion. A bit of devotion I'm giving you there. That is the Psalms from King David, 103 in the Bible. Bless the Lord, O my soul. How about starting your day by praising him because he's given you a good day. And of course, we have a lot that this day is holding for you. Hello, I'm so glad that you're joining us on this first edition of the Morning Prime. Today is a good installment that, of course, we shall be moving forward with you from here up to next year, all the way until God knows when. Of course, and we'll giving you fresh information that comes in the morning. Today, we'll be looking at so many things that will be happening. It's a big day in Parliament. Remember, today is Tuesday. The President will be giving the State of the Nation address. And the expectations are high as President Uhuru Kenyatta is set to deliver his second last State of the Nation address today in the afternoon. Kenyatta's address comes at a time when the country is grappling with the effects of the global COVID-19 pandemic, ailing economy, election campaigns hitting fever pitch, and the courts putting brakes on the push to amend the Constitution through the Building Bridges Initiative, BBI. The head of state is expected to bring the country up to speed with his administration commitments, I should say, as provided for in the Article 132 of the Constitution in his 8th address to Parliament. So that will be keeping our eyes closely and putting tails on it in the afternoon. Of course, remember also we shall be giving you that is wire-to-wire, wall-to-wall coverage from Parliament today in the afternoon. That will be joint sitting, of course, the Senate and the National Assembly. We shall be also discussing this with the panelist here this morning. I think the rains also is keeping them away. Maybe they're still tucked in their blankets this morning, but we're trying to call them up to be here on time. So they are on the way. We shall be joined by the majority leader in the Senate. This is Senator Samuel Pogisho. Also be joined by Senator Okongo Omogeni. Alice Wahome will be here also. And then we shall be delving deeper into what is expectation today. Also harking back to last year, how was the State of the Nation address? What are some of the deliverables that were promised there that never happened? Yeah, hits and misses. And what do we also expect today? So make sure you keep your eyes peeled and keep out your ears for that here on Morning Prime. But for now, let's see what is fresh off the press this morning. And we'll begin with the Standard, of course, the bold paper. And remember, yesterday also was a big convergence. Yeah, this is the Standard, and this is what you're waking up to this morning. A kidnapper's paradise is what is headlining the front page of the Standard this morning. Law of the jungle reigns despite boasting an expansive Bill of Rights, an enlightened population, responsive duty bearers, credible institutions of criminal justice, and a hawk-eyed media. Kenya is slowly degenerating into an abductor's paradise. People are being pulled off the streets in broad daylight, some never to be seen again. Who is involved, and what will it take to end this new worrying trend? That is a probing question there on the front page of the Standard today. Kidnapper's paradise is a splash, and this story is tucked away on page 12 and 13 of the Standard this morning. A new milestone for Standard Group, and you can see there, that is the main picture there, a section of Standard Group newsroom during the launch yesterday, and you can see the insert there, broadcasting and Television Communications PS, Esther Koimet, who is ringing the bell to launch the Standard Group's Converged Newsroom and KTN News Channel's refreshed look at the company's headquarters in Nairobi. With her from the left, Nairobi woman rep Esther Passaris, Standard Group CEO Orlando Lyomu. Also, we have Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja. We have Standard Group Deputy Chairman Dr. Julius Ngetich and Editor-in-Chief. This is Ocheng Rapuro. This story is well fleshed out for you on page 3, 4, and 5 of the Standard today. Let's look at the sidebar there. Maybe if we can just go on top there, looking at the exclusive coverage that we have for you. And this is all about seeking truth on MP Morara's 1970 death. He was a young and promising MP before he was killed in an accident involving a police car. And now, 51 years later, George Morara's family is seeking answers. This story is tucked away on page 6 and 7 of the Standard today. Also, Conrad Kinoti must serve jail. That is what the court is ruling. And judge says no news or no new evidence has been adduced to make him change his mind on decision to jail DCI boss. This story continues on page 10 of the Standard today. So make sure you grab a copy of the Standard today. Let's see what we have up next. We have this Daily Nation, and this is what you're waking up to this morning on the front page of the Daily Nation. Rest for Raila running mate is what is a splash this morning. Odinga set to announce his presidential bid at Azimio la Umoja convention is what we have there as the flagger. And this story continues on page 4 of the Standard. Strategist scouting for a deputy to the ODM leader in the race for State House have narrowed down to Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui, na Kenya Chief Martha Karua, and former presidential candidate Peter Kenneth. The story continues on page 4 of the Standard today. Also, we have concern of a new variant. You can follow the story on page 8, but also we have full coverage for you here on Morning Prime, so we shall be priming you on that as well. Let's see what we have on the front page of the Business Daily. Taxpayers risk 5 billion shillings loss to bankrupt Spanish farm is what is a splash this morning here on the front page of the Business Daily. Ketraco loses second attempt to stop paying company it hired to build power line linked to Uganda grids. That is what we have on the front page of the Business Daily. Maybe I can just show you also the hard copy that I have it with me here. Yes, but we have the soft copy there. And you can follow the story on page 4 of the Business Daily. Great. I want to show you what we have on the front page of other dailies. We can go to Rwanda, where we have the New Times as well. And this is what you're waking up to on the front page of the New Times. If we may just have it as a soft copy there so that I can run you through on that particular splash that we have there. Catholic Church celebrates 40 years of Kibeho apparitions. Kibeho was declared a holy land after the apparitions of Saint Mary on November the 28th, 1981. And the months that followed, this story continues on page 3 of the New Times in Rwanda. Kagame tasks new elected local leaders to stamp out child stunting. A story that you need to follow also inside the New Times today. Rwanda, DR Congo, also Rwanda and DR Congo there. Build $20 million one-stop border post in Rusizi, that is in Rwanda. Let's head over to Uganda and see what the Daily Monitor is holding for us. And this is what you're waking up to on the front page of the Daily Monitor today. Kasese struggles to rise from ashes of Mumbere palace attack. That is a story that you can follow inside the Daily Monitor in Uganda. Also, rarely diagnosed diseases, the silent killers in Uganda. That is a story that you can follow there on the front page of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. We cross over to Tanzania and we see what the Citizen is holding for us. China's $133 million avocado market next for Tanzania. The key player in a multi-million-dollar horticulture industry has set eyes on $133 million Chinese avocado market after South Africa cleared the Tanzanian avocados to access its relative to access. It says to access it relatively. Well, then you have the ellipsis there. You can follow the story inside the Citizen. Chinese embassy in Uganda speaks out. Entebbe airport reports. You can follow the story inside the Citizen in Tanzania. Well, I want to take you to what we have on the business, the world of business. There we have the Wall Street Journal. And this is what is on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Of course, given the times difference, this is what was headlining yesterday. Restriction return as Europe combats rise in cases, and nations tighten controls to stem variant. New strains emergence sparks fears it can spread more rapidly withstand vaccine. That is what we have on the front page of the Wall Street. Right, what will we do without our daily tonic of our cartoonists? Let's see what they had for us today as well. We shall begin with what we have there with the standard. We see what Gado has drawn for us today. And it's all about the niggling worry of COVID-19 with Omicron right now, the new variant that is making everyone scratch their head. And this is what Gado has drawn for us today. COVID-19 umpteenth wave. That is what we have on the front, on page 18, the editorial page of the Standard, the editorial cartoon. It will be up momentarily, but nonetheless, I'll just be putting my ducks in a row here as well. If we don't have it on soft copy, I shall just also zoom my camera and show you what Gado has drawn there. And the world, as the world was now relaxing, of course, resting there, they've got it. COVID-19 umpteenth wave is hitting us, and this is the Omicron variant that everyone is talking about right now. Countries are locking down. Travel bans are also now being implemented, and people also are talking of the COVID-19 Omicron xenophobia that they're blaming, some of the African countries where they say this particular variant has emerged. This is what has been drawn today by Gado. Let's see what also Stano has for us in the People Daily. And it's all about also the COVID-19 Omicron variant that is hitting the world right now. And this is what Stano has drawn for us today inside the People Daily. That will be up momentarily. Unfortunately, I don't have the paper with me, so I'll just be resting and waiting if it's up. If at all we don't have it, then we can move on to see what also we have in the Daily Nation, what Victor has drawn for us as well. That at least I do have as we wait for the People Daily. I shall just move on there and show you what we have. So this is what Victor has drawn for you as well. As people now are holding vaccines and the variant is here, we can see Africa is being affected there adversely, and we have Africa there with the ball and chain, and we are really saddled. Less than 7% of the African population is vaccinated, and so this is what Victor has drawn for us inside the Daily Nation today. The People Daily is up next. Let's see what Stano has drawn for us inside the People Daily. It's all about the COVID-19 Omicron variant. And there we have it. We don't have places to quarantine anymore, it says. And this is a lockdown. Government is running away, and we can see this particular crocodile is just breaking away from that particular egg, ready to bite. What shall we do? The government is saying we are not quick off the mark on actually implementing any lockdown, but this is a wait-and-see situation as the world grapple to understand this new variant, that it is highly transmissible, as the experts say, and of course it mutates very, very rapidly. All right, we shall also be slicing and dicing that with our panelists. I can see them now prepping up to just sit down with me, of course, and we shall be discussing this and a lot of other issues as far as politics is concerned, the COVID-19 pandemic with the Omicron now rising on the horizon. Now, Deputy President William Ruto has castigated his opponents, terming their political parties tribal and based on a backward agenda. Ruto, who hosted a delegation of women at his current residence,